Good morning. This is what the world looks like at around 6 o'clock. And this is where we were hunkered down. It turns out we weren't in heather, we were on blueberries. So that is not a good thing because we've squashed somebody's food source all night long. Not the idea of leave no trace. But we literally couldn't see where we were last night by the time we got up here. And this was the only spot that wasn't bog or, well, as you can see, that's where the trail is. Everything's a little bit on the steep side. Logic will dictate that we will climb that little hill and there'll be like 20 nice flat grassy spots right on top. Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb committing ourselves to this climb without knowing what was coming up. How are you feeling this morning?
Tired.
Yeah.
We didn't relax at all last night.
No.
That was the problem. We just got here. At one of the rolls we had left that we made from home and went asleep. It was disorganised.
Yeah. There's the water that Brian carried all the bloody way up. We didn't even get to filter it because we were too tired and gave up. Yeah, it's just not good camping that late, but nice view in the morning. It's 7:30 and we're off. Looking back on Crowden, somewhere down there. It's quite a climb coming out of there. I'm sort of glad we broke it up. Yeah. So we still have a bit more climbing to do.
These are the views we got this morning on the trail. And we're going that way. The wind's dropped today, not tonight. Today, so hopefully you can hear me. I did try and get an external mic, but being an old codger, I didn't know there was so many different types and I bought the wrong type. Worked in my laptop, so I said, oh fine. Went into this and I should have got something with different letters. But yeah, that's where we're heading.
Top of Black Hill. Moors in all directions, but the path has been...
Got a marker.
Oh, it's got a marker. Okay, it has a marker.
We're trying to find out what it means.
Yeah, no clue what any of this means, but it's got a marker. The trail has largely been like this. Slapped stone, so it's not too bad.
Fair bog. Not much though.
No, not a lot. A few semi-uncomfortable stream crossings, but uncomfortable as in...
Because slippy.
Yeah, the stones are a bit slippy, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Onwards and downwards.
Yeah. A cold coffee to make us more speedy. It's actually just silt in the water.
Yeah, this is rather peaty water here, coming from, you know, the moors.
So we've put a tablet in, and the stuff we use after is got a filter. If that doesn't stop it, we'll probably die.
Found a lovely little spot to have breakfast just before the... Ooh! Coffee's already boiling. I must say this new stove is a lot faster than the old one. So, yeah, so far it's holding up really well.
Yeah. No thanks to Snowy Matrix. Told us yesterday when he should have said it years ago.
He did say it years ago, we just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
This is just before Wessington Head. Just you come off the moors and dip down steeply, go up steeply, and then you hit the road, and this is just a perfect little stream.
Top up with water, have a breakfast, clean the pots.
And off we shoot again. This Wessington Reservoir. It's got nice and sunny again. It's been sort of spitting on and off, and it's actually still spitting now a bit. But because of the wind and the warmth, it dries up as soon as it hits you. Oh, this is a nice view.
Here's Heidi come behind me, filming. Filming, that's the word. Hiking just makes you sound drunk. It's actually not stop the water going in. It's stop all the dust going in, and little twigs, little stones. You know how tight I am. Looks like it, dirty girl cases. God, 25 quid. £5 from China, including postage. Call me tight. Just saying to Heidi, very much like the PCT. Switchbacks going all the way round. And we've come from up there. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Let's have a look. Nice pink flowers, purple, lilac, whatever. Take your pick. Looks like there used to be a bridge there or something. Might be an old pumping station, or an old mill, or just a bridge. I'll say it again. This is the sort of places England should be getting free power from. Hey, we could camp here tonight, babes, and go skinny dipping. Nice little pond there. We've decided not to stay. Just a video Heidi falling in. The light in the right place.
There's some nasty little surprises on this trail, I must say. Like strangely unmanageable steps. I had to bum shuffle down it, being of the shorter persuasion. Getting out of Brian's way. We can go across.
You're never in my way, baby.
Except for when I am.
Yeah.
Just at a spot of lunch at the end of Black Moss Reservoir. And the weather's taken a bit of a turn. So Brian's now the black smurf again. And I, for novelty, have turned into an orange smurf. Didn't know we existed, did you?
In England, our styles are always designed not for backpackers, for day packers, yeah. So how do you get in there? The way we do it is you step on it, pull it down. That's why they call me the engineer.
There we are. Most easterly point in this southern landscape. Oh, we're seriously flagging now. It's probably about 6:30. It's been drizzle raining relentlessly for the last 3 hours, and it's gone quite cold. So Brian's stomping into the middle of nowhere to see whether we can just camp up here. we'll let you know. Yep, that's it.
Oh,
We uttered the battle cry of all tired hikers. F it, it'll do. And we are right here. It's not, I mean, that's not normally somewhere we would camp. It's, what, 6:30, 7 o'clock now?
oh, 10 to 7.
10 to 7. I mean, nobody's going to come through. It looks like a farmer has a trail there actually going into the fields, but they're not going to come through at 7:30.
It's Saturday night.
It's Saturday night.
Unless he's been to the pub and wants to go on his quad bike, I don't think he's coming. And if that's the case, God help him.
I was going to say, let's hope not. There is water a bit further down the trail from where we came from, so we can filter some in the morning, but we're just done. It's just chilly. I don't know. Chilly and misty, and
we're walking through clouds at the moment, and we have done for the last 4 hours.
yeah. So everything's it's an almost Washington style rain. It's not really heavy, but it just gets through everything. So yeah, the packs are being undone, and tent is up, and we're going to be in about 10 minutes. So good night, I think.
Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Setting off nice and early on day 2. We finally made it to the top of the climb and started following the ridge around. Now this little turn off here, which looks super obvious on the maps, is actually a bit confusing in real life. That was one of the first places where we kind of lost the trail a bit, because we followed this trail for a moment before we realized it was going the wrong way. It just isn't very obvious where you should be. But really, in theory, just basically follow the ridge as close as you possibly can to this very steep drop-off that the guidebook warned about. And then, around about here, you start crossing the streams again, and that is where the actual flat bits that you could wild camp are. So, it wasn't that far away from where we went. But, yeah, no, I'm glad we didn't try it in the dark, because these drop-offs are steep. And you make your way up to Black Hill, which is not a bad little climb. And then you're dropping back down again to Wessington Head. There's sometimes there's almost always a snack van there. We obviously decided to have our breakfast right there, so we didn't partake, but it tends to be parked there, so there's coffee and bacon rolls to be had if you want them. And then we crossed the road and headed down to Wessington Reservoir. Now here the map gets a bit confusing, because there's actually 2 ways to go. The actual Pennine Way goes to the left here, and a very popular alternative is the Kirklees Way, which is much flatter and goes into a town, Netherley, and a lot of people just carry on that way. We decided to follow the Pennine Way and headed into the hills where that strange little switchbacky moment in this old mill ruin, or whatever the heck it is. And then you end up heading to Black Moss Reservoir, and the weather started to change there, so we were in our glad rags, in our Smurf outfits from then on. And it doesn't seem a long stretch, but it's, as per usual, exposed moors, so we were getting rained on and colder and colder and colder until we hit Standedge, the road crossing. And we were heading out into the hills again. And just, it got really, really chilly, and probably because of the late night the night before as well, we just weren't feeling it anymore. We were just really kind of getting a bit deflated and cold and miserable. So we pulled up quite short in the end, and I can't actually even find it on the map now where we stopped. It is called White Hill. Oh, up there. Oh, we made it further than I thought. There, White Hill.